What's up, everyone? Scott the TroutHammer here. You know, I've been traveling so much to do fishing, been going to the coast, been going to the high mountain lakes, been going to the Sandy Am, that I really haven't stopped to fish any of my local places in a while. Kind of neglecting my local fisheries. Today I just want to keep things fun, just want to keep things simple. I'm gonna fish a way that I haven't fished in actually a year, surprisingly. One of my favorite ways to fish when it's like high noon and it's hot in the summer is just take a little ultralight rod out with you, just some small plastics, small baits, and just hammer some panfish. Not wearing the fishing shirt today because we actually have some sun and it feels like my skin's forgotten what to do with it, so I gotta re-educate it. As you can probably see, I'm dealing with a major sunburn from that fishing trip on the coast. But before we get too far in the video, I gotta give a big old thank you to all these names right here scrolling up. These are the shout outs for the people that subscribed to the channel over the weekend. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the channel. It seriously means the universe to me. If you guys want to be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel, and if you guys want a shout out, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button down there and the notify bell next to it. So seeing this watercolor and seeing all the vegetation that's growing here, I'm kind of regretting putting brand new line on my ultralight. It's already going to get stained. But it's finally summer, it's finally hot, and it's finally time to hammer some panfish. Yep, you saw me. There you go, guys. That's a fish. There you go, guys. That's unreal! Oh, this is such an awesome looking fish. Oh, yeah! All right, guys, check that out. There we go. Quit flipping so I can see what you are. And it's a sunfish. Ah, that's a little better fish. Calm down, bluegill. So I'm using a longer shank hook with these panfish because the little plastics and little baits that I'm going to use while fishing for them, it's real easy to gut hook them. They're going to just swallow the whole thing. So with these longer shank hooks, it's a lot easier to control the hook, get it out of the fish without harming the fish. What drives these little panfish nuts are these small plastics, these small baits, just weightless on a hook, and that slow, steady fall, giving it the occasional twitch, it just drives them nuts. That's a little better fish. A little pumpkin seed sunfish. Look at these fat little chunks. No, duck, that's not food. At least not for you. Oh, I could catch these little dudes all day. That is red ear. These guys aren't very common around here, but you can find them, and these things put up a good fight at any size. Oh, this little guy. Jeez. What were you doing going for that? Another little tiny guy. This is a green sunfish. Man, we sure are running the gamut for microfishing species over here. Man, they just come flying from like 15 feet away for these things. Yep, this is the one I just caught. I recognize that hole in the side of its face I made. Well, fish, you know that saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And so you guys can seriously see, you know, this is all I brought with me. I only brought the ultralight, only brought, you know, a little bit of stuff in the bag. It's not like I failed fishing for other stuff and now I've given up and fishing for panfish. I actually, seriously, just wanted to come here and do this all day. It is seriously a breath of fresh air when you've been traveling for the last couple of months fishing. Just stay home and keep it simple. And doing this. Fish spun so hard it looks like his eyes literally crossed. That's a baby red ear. Good, maybe they had a good spawn this year too. You know, I know I've said this before in other videos where I fished this style, and I'll just say it again because, you know, bears good repeating, is this is a fun way if you just want to catch a fish just about every cast. Woohoo! If you have kids that get bored with fishing and you just want them to catch little small fish, you know, pretty harmlessly over and over again, this is definitely the way to go. Excuse me. It's another baby red ear. Jeez. I found where the red ear have spawned. I've been looking for these guys so far this summer. This is the first time I found them. Wow, there are a ton of snails here. Seriously, half these things you see in front of me, they aren't rocks, they're snails. I'll show you guys all these things in front of me that look like rocks are actually snails. Good catfish and carp bait. Knew there was gonna be something under that bush. Whee! That's another red ear. You know, I keep pointing it out, I'm surprised I'm catching so many of them all of a sudden. Sorry, dude. Kind of took you for a ride. Hey, he'll be fine. You think I don't see you fish, but oh, I do. Like you. Yeah, if you're gonna fish like this, the way I'm fishing right now, even with the super clear water, you definitely need some polarized sunglasses, and it's the reason why I'm using a white crappie nibble is so I can see it as it falls. And once I see the bait disappear, once I see the white, the color disappear, that's when I know I've got a fish on. Oh, this little tiny guy. Little tiny guy. I don't know how that even worked. I mean, how? Go get big. He was in the direct sunlight. Yeah, it just goes to show these guys won't always be in the shade. These guys like the really warm water. You'll catch these guys in the open areas in direct sunlight. So I do see one more over there. There he is. I saw you over there. Of course, you looked a lot bigger in the water. Another thing I talk about when I talk about fishing this way is it's a great way to get an idea of the bait fish that live in your system. Sorry, I was going to try to show that fish. But you do this enough, you get an idea of what the bluegill, the sunfish, the little panfish that the larger predatory fish are eating, like your bass and catfish. Get an idea of what their forage looks like so you can get the best lures to properly imitate what they're already eating. You were in the hydrilla. Yeah, that's all. These all red ears over here. Normally they're in the main lake. Surprised to see these guys in here spawning. Little tiny dude. You know, it's actually doing this technique right here that I've learned to get some little bluegill swim baits that are this exact size and color, because, I mean, there's these fish here. The bass are going to eat them. What do we got? What do we got? That is a straight up bluegill. Knew there had to be one over here. All right, we fished the bait long enough. Let's go back to a plastic. Slightly different plastic presentation, just as effective. Okay, that's a new record for smallest fish ever caught this way, and it's a bass. What the heck? Wow, I think the only panfish species left to catch today after that is a crappie, at least for what populates this pond. Not that time. That's a pumpkin seed sunfish. Oh, you got fooled. Oh, here we go. There it is. That's a better one. Oh yeah. You can do it. There you go. Yeah, this spot looked fishy. Yeah, the sunfish are spawning over here. I can actually see their eggs on these logs right here. Yep. Yeah. Oh, look at, holy cow, look at how fat that sunfish is. That is unreal. Yeah, I have never caught a sunfish of any species that big. Yeah. Oh, whoa, don't go in the bushes. Another one of our elusive red ears. Oh, took the plastic. It's all right, I caught like 10 fish on that one plastic. It was kind of done for. Oh, we got a couple of good-sized bluegill over here that are worth getting. I'm gonna go back to the bait for these guys. Well, not the size we saw and we were going for. There we go. I was working this bedded fish for about 15 minutes. That is a good spawning bluegill right there. Those nice bright colors, nice big red ear. All right, back to your bed. Even caught a crawdad. Got my plastic back from the crawdad. How many times have any of you guys done that? Yeah, they always put up a good fight. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. See how far that hook is in the fish's mouth? I wouldn't be able to get that hook out if I didn't have this longer shank hook. There we go. Woo! You came flying out of nowhere. I'll let this one fight it out. Yeah, you pee away from me. Yeah, another one about the same size. Actually might be the exact same fish. Okay, no, this one's a little bigger. Oh man, I will never get tired of fishing for these guys. I don't care what people say. Always available, always fun on ultralight. They always put up a good fight, especially on an ultralight. You fooled me. It looked like a delicious snack. And these guys are all spawning. This is a late spawn for these guys. Normally these guys are done spawning this time of year. These guys are on beds. Looked like there's gonna be something over here as soon as this hit the water and sunk for about a couple inches. About 20 fish about this size came flying for it. All right, I'm thinking one last spot over here and then we'll call it an overwhelming success of a day. Oh, what were you thinking? Nope, come back this way. Caught you on the rock. There you are. You swung at it a couple times. Yeah, I think we'll call this last fish. Still surprised, mostly red ears today. Must be having a late spawn. All right, guys, I'm about ready to call it a day of fishing. Absolute success of a day. This is what I said we're doing this year. We are setting a plan and we're sticking to it the entire time of fishing. That's all I brought with me. Even though I saw some bass activity, I saw I could fish for some other stuff. This is all I wanted to do. Just some good old Oregon summer pan fishing. And close to 40 fish were caught. So some main takeaways, some main things you want to think about if you're going to fish this way. Number one, size really matters. You want to fish the smaller plastics, small amounts of baits like the crappie nibbles I use, and also color really doesn't matter. Even hook size really doesn't matter. Well, you want to use a hook size small enough to catch the fish, but I was using a long shank hook with small plastic, small bait, and they were still going for it. The biggest thing to take away, the number one thing, is your rate of fall. You want that slow, steady rate of fall, whether you're going to wacky rig a small plastic, even a small like tadpole grub like I had at the start, or bait. You just want that slow, natural fall. That's what triggers those panfish into striking, even if they're bedding. Great way to just come out and hammer a bunch of fish for an afternoon, but also a great way to get kids into fishing. But I want to know what you guys thought down in the comments below. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there and notify bell next to us so you're going to be the first to see all the great content that's going to come from this channel, and you'll get a shout out in the video I record over the weekend. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, tips up, tight lines, and have fun fishing.